We often learn a language because we want to travel, we want to explore the world, we want to meet new people and be able to communicate with them. That's often the reason why we learn a language. But there's something that we don't speak enough about. The fact that learning a language is extremely good for your brain. It's a gift you can give today to your brain. Learning a language. Today I want to share with you things that I found online that I thought were crazy, like astonishing facts about learning a language and how beneficial it is for everyone to put themselves into it. It affects aging, memory, relationships, and confidence. One of the first things that I've learned while I did my research, learning a language slows down brain aging. Studies from the University of Edinburgh and Harvard University have shown that bilingual people tend to have a better memory and a better attention later on in life. Recent evidence suggests a positive impact of bilingualism on cognition, including later onset of dementia. Our results suggest a positive effect of bilingualism on later life cognition, including in those who acquired their second language in adulthood. The major breakthrough in this research from the University of Edinburgh in this document here is that learning another language helps your brain later in life, even if you were not especially smart to begin with or as a child, that you were just normal. In the past, it has been common to say that maybe bilingual people were just smarter in the first place. This is why they did better later on in life. But this research breakthrough shows that no, people with equal intelligence to start with that acquired a language throughout their life, a second language, did better later on in life on brain tests. Never a question of intelligence, it is just a question of learning a second language. The second strong insight in this study is that learners that learn a language later on in life still benefit from learning a language. So it isn't just about childhood bilingualism, it is about learning a language later on in your life. It also benefits your brain. In some tests, people with lower childhood IQ benefited more from late language learning. So you don't need to grow up bilingual. Learning a language later on life still leaves lasting cognitive traces. And the other incredible fact that I found in this study is that the strongest effect of learning a language was on general intelligence and reading. So not just memory. It's often all about memory, and if that's the case, it does help your memory, but it is also about general intelligence. So that general intelligence is linked to executive functions such as planning, attention, flexibility, brain flexibility, and inhibition. So learning a language is not just remembering words, it is actually a brain workout that makes you more intelligent. Also, symptoms of dementia, when they do appear, tend to appear 4 to 5 years later than people that don't speak a second language. Let me tell you, you can do a lot of things in 5 years. For those who do not know me, I'm Eva, and I am the founder of Bonjour Mate. You can find me on Instagram. I teach French. I offer live classes every week, conversational French, but with some grammar. You will generally learn French to a community of francophiles. Everybody's welcome. Every level is welcome. You can practice actively your French and speak during the class, or you can sit back, relax, and listen. All this for $9.95 per month. I'll put more information in the description for you. And the reason why I say I know that in 5 years you can learn a lot, you can do a lot of things, and that's why it's worlds apart, is that let me tell you a bit of about my story. 6 years ago today, I was diagnosed with bone cancer. I was an expat in Australia, and it was at the peak of COVID-19 in France when the diagnosis was given to me. My doctors in Australia said, do not go back to France. You will be in trouble. It's a peak of COVID-19. We do not recommend it. You need to get treatment ASAP. So I stayed 17,000 kilometers away from my mom while I was going through the toughest time of my life. Cancer, bone cancer, exactly osteosarcoma. I went through the treatment. It was hard, it was long, it was intense, and I was lucky to have my only 1-year-old partner at the time. Sorry, it doesn't sound right. He was not 1 year old. We had been together for 1 year, and he was by my side through it all. Today we are married, so it was worth it. But it was a tough time. He saw me change completely. Obviously, I've lost all my hair and everything that goes on with the cancer. But this is not the subject. At the end of that year, or around 10 months later, I was sent back home to start my remission time. So since that last treatment, it's been 5 years. And in 5 years, I got engaged, I got married, I've had 2 babies, I've founded Bonjour Mate, a community of over 700,000 people on social media platforms and almost 1,000 learners in my Bonjour Mate classes. So I know that 5 years of life, extra life, healthy extra life, mean a lot. Now, on top of all these incredible benefits for your brain, languages build stronger relationships. So if we talk about humans and not just brains, through learning a language and by training our brain as well, we develop more empathy, more perspective taking, and more emotional intelligence. Studies in social psychology show that multilingual people are better at reading social cues and are more comfortable navigating cultural differences. It forces you to think differently. If you think of a syntax, take the example, for instance, between French and English with I miss you. I miss you. The subject is I, and I miss you. In French, we say tu me manques. Tu me manques. Here you are literally saying you, to me, are missing. So basically you are creating a lack in me, or you miss from me. So you don't just learn words, you also learn how people think and feel by learning a language. It's not just about literal translation, it's about learning the way these people think about concepts. I've also heard of an Amazonian tribe. It's have a language. It's called the Pira'a language, and they don't even have a word for I, as in je in French. So they don't have a concept of self. And that, again, obviously, this is a language that's not known as well as French or Spanish or English, but it's a language that exists, but shows that when you learn a different way of communicating, you learn a new way of thinking, and that forces you to understand others better. Now, on top of all this, learning a language can also boost your self-confidence. You're doing something uncomfortable and you're training yourself in doing that thing uncomfortable over and over again. People that join my classes every week, I'm sure the first time it was hard to lift their hand and be like, yes, I want to participate. But I've had people in class for almost 2 years, if not more for some of them, and they now participate every week with no hesitation, with no worries about what others are thinking or the judgment or anything like that. They are there to learn, and to be fair, everybody is extremely friendly in class. But it takes courage to do that, right? But once you get into it, you build that confidence and you do it more naturally over and over time. So you build confidence. You get used to making mistakes publicly, and you realize that making a mistake doesn't make any difference, really. No one cares. Everybody's there for learning. And that's the case when you learn a language in general. And you improve slowly, but visibly. You realize, oh, this felt more fluid. Oh, I was able to get my thoughts out naturally this time. Oh, I remembered that word. I know what that word means. Oh, I can understand what she said this time. I couldn't understand when I first came. Things like that boost your confidence when you notice the changes and you start believing in yourself. Oh, I can learn, I can improve, I can do this. So you become more comfortable speaking despite having an accent, and you are quite proud of wearing that accent, and you should be. You understand conversations, you feel like you can step into them as well, and you can start to express yourself in a way that feels confident. By doing that, your brain learns, I can do things. I can do hard things. And when we build confidence in one area of our life, it usually always spreads to all the other parts of our lives. When we start to realize that we can do hard things, even if it's learning a language, you also start to walk into rooms feeling more confident. You hold that badge inside of you that you can do hard things, and you can start speaking in front of bigger groups of people. You feel more confident in general. So overall, we can say that learning a language is good for mental health. I found when I searched that learning language has been linked to reducing a feeling of isolation. And it's true that, for instance, with my classes, every week people join, and I feel like now everybody kind of knows each other. Obviously, there's new people that come and go, and some that stay, and we include them. But I feel like over time, people have that hour or 2 hours, depending on how many classes they attend, of being with others, and it's very fun and sociable. And even for me, I do feel like a lot of the learners are my friend today. So it definitely reduces the feeling of isolation. Every age group is welcome in my class as long as you're an adult, but so plus 18. But I find that a lot of people come join my class as well when they're retired, and that they have a bit more time on their plate and they can fit this into their schedule, but it also gives them a routine, a purpose, a goal, and social interaction. So that's another great way of using learning a language. So learning a language does help you travel, that's for sure, because you will be able to interact with people. It helps you communicate, also protects your brain, strengthens your relationships, builds your confidence, and support long-term mental health. Honestly, c'est pas mal always. Subscribe, yeah. Voilà. I hope this was interesting for you, that you've learned a lot of things on the brain and how it works when you're learning a language. I hope it's motivated you to get into it and learn a language. It doesn't have to be French if you're not into French. You can go and learn Spanish, I don't know, Portuguese, whatever language gets your brain going, creates new neural pathways up there and make you feel good. Voila! If you are not subscribed to my channel, please click the subscribe button. This means really the world to me. It motivates me to make new videos and it supports me in general. Voila! So merci beaucoup. Thank you for listening today. If you have any questions, put them in the comments. If you have any topic ideas, put them in the comments. And if you have any questions regarding my classes as well, put them in the comments or message me. Voila! Bisous!